Wait, have I been muted that whole time? Guys. Hi guys. This is Caitlin. Uh, I'm so happy to be here with you with Pink and Main. I'm trying to go through and say all the things that I just said. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I had the things switched and that I muted instead of unmuting. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to be using the Season of Gratitude um, stamp set and dies, the coordinating dies. I have two different ideas about how I want to play with these. Both include ink and water and no sponges or brushes. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. In theory, we're going to end up with two very cool and similar cards, and they'll be a little different, but they could end up looking basically the same. I don't know. We're going to figure it out together. But these are just so cool, and I love that this has the full stamps that you can fill these in with. So this is the part we're really going to be playing with. We're going to use some Pink and Main ink, some Distress ink. I also grabbed some Gold Rush embossing powder. We'll do a little bit of an emboss resist on one of them. Um, yeah, Darcel, exactly. Just me over here talking with my hands um, and no volume. So sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Let me say hi to everybody really quick now that we've re-caught up on all of that. So I saw Gail checking in and Ms. Darcel's here. I see Denise. I see Melissa's in with us. Susan checked in. She's on vacation. Virginia's here. Michelle's here to hang out. Let's see. Lori's here. Welcome, welcome. Helene's here checking in. Does anybody else have sound? Um, yeah, just me. Hey, Julie. And let's see. Heather's checking in. She thought her TV was broken. Good news. It's not your TV. It's just me being a silly goose. Okay, cool. I think we're caught up. Hi to everybody who's watching this in replay. Okay, so I want to start out with our stamps. I have a piece of watercolor paper here as well. We're going to cut this in half. Because these come with the coordinating dies, we'll see one I want to die cut, I think, and one I think I don't want to. So they'll be a little different anyway. Like they're not going to be the same. That's okay. Let's start out with 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 for both, and then we can trim down from there as I figure out. We'll just leave this one whole as we figure out this game plan. So with the dies, for one of them, one's going to be like a little more contained, right? The emboss resist, and one's going to be a little bit wild. So I think the wild one I want just to fit in here. And the one that's more contained will be easier for us to like die cut each of the things and like set it up on here. But I want my inks to be able to kind of shift on the more wild one. So I'm gonna put my large die here first. So we can use that as a map to know where we should be stamping our images. For this one, my plan is to ink, like spray and ink everything. You know what, I guess I should just draw this. Let's just trace it because I'm not going to be able to put the magnet down without it trying to steal um, the die. We'll just trace it on the outside and then we can, when we line it up, it'll all get cut out. But yeah, I want to use those solid stamps, ink them up, spray them with water, and press them down, and then kind of line up the outline stamp on top of wherever it, you know what I mean, wherever it goes. The other one, we're going to do the emboss resist with the gold. So we'll emboss it first and then use the ink still with a little bit of water. So let's, did I already get stuff on this? That was fast. Just some pencil. Okay. So we'll use this as a guide for our stamping, I guess. Right, and then we'll have our words, and then, so it does need to be a little tighter to the die, it looks like. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So I'm just gonna hold, like leave that one in place and use it to help us figure out where our solid stamps are gonna go. So this has that outline in the center. Okay, and I'm gonna take my solid leaf and kind of line it up where that goes, close the door, and we're just gonna leave this solid one in place. And we'll put our paper back, scuff that up a little bit. I don't know if I said hi to Diana. Hi, Diana. Oh, Helene, I'm so glad that you've been coloring more and that I inspired you to color more. That makes me very happy. I did not pre-pick colors, and I should have. Let's just pick some good ones. What's pretty? Maybe some forest moss, just like a good, you know, the park, just like a good fall blend there. So because this one's messy, I'm gonna spray lightly over my paper just so it's not completely dry. I'm gonna go in with scattered straw first, like more in the middle of this stamp, and then some crackling campfire on these outer edges. Okay, and then I'm gonna spray one good spray on my stamp and really smush it in there. Wait, what are we putting into the universe? Oh, nested dies. 100%. I hope we get those too. Love that. All right. Oh, look how cool that looks. Oh, I like it. I was expecting it a little messier. I'm not gonna lie. Squish it just a little more. There we go. All right, all right. And this is like a good process in general because we're gonna have to let this guy dry before we can stamp our black onto it anyway. So, okay, now we can lay our outline back in, find our next stamp. These like bigger green ones, we should be able to do like multiple at a time. And the cool thing is I'm not worried about this lining up perfectly anyway. So I'm not going to stress, about if it's perfect. Let's get some leaves in there. All right, I think I want these like longer ones to have some of that lighter green from the park and then some forest moss. Not on you, but I want you to be some rusty hinge and each mahogany side. But that's what's cool. There's no rules to this. There we go. So pretty. And those definitely had like some more movement in there. So I like that a lot. I should have done, well, I don't know if we could have flipped this. I probably could have. We should have been flipping this the whole time. Oh well. Just lining up this next round of leaves. We're not coloring tonight, so it's okay if this takes up a little bit of time. I think that one goes. What else can we put there? Little acorn. Trying to do a bunch of things at once. Yeah. And like these kind of melded. Really fine with that. All right. Let's see. Let's do some more scattered straw on these little guys. And one with some campfire, one with some aged mahogany. And I'm just kind of hitting the edge of my ink blocks against them, right? So you can see the colors just kind of like the darker colors just on one side. Just kind of holding my ink at an angle. I think the acorns can just be rusty hinge. I think I should overthink that one. And then maybe the berries can just be red. Go. I'm choosing to kind of pick up the little puddles in the middle. You can decide if you want to do that or let it go. I'm only picking them up so that it dries slightly faster versus longer just because we're live. You can do whatever you want. I know I said I was gonna do this whole thing, but I might still just cut this out with the die. It's like it's moving, but it's not moving so much that we wouldn't be able to do it with the die. All right, we should have this and these left, and then these little ones. Oh gosh, how's everybody's week going? Yeah, the pencil mark. That's only funny too, Aline, because I have like dog hair stuck to that stamp right now too. So it could be my pet's hair, your pet's hair. Nothing, nothing would be ruled out at this point. These there, and then those go across. Okay, we're gonna have to do at least one more for that one. Do we have like a little duo of those dots? Yeah, we do. So just one more after this one. All right, where okay, these will all get the red, and then maybe some rusty hinge. And we haven't done rusty hinge and campfire, right? I don't remember anymore. Go. And if you are not like a watercolor, you know, messy-ish kind of person and you're like not loving this, just give it a minute because I'm not either usually, but I really think that once we let this dry and we stamp the outline on it, it's going to change everything. All right, and then this is the last one because it goes, hey Barbara, it goes across these three. These are going to be red too. Right? That's so fun. All right, the real question is, do we flip it and do it all again? I guess we have to. But some of these colors can be different this time. Really, that didn't take very long. And I do think I'm going to want to cut these out. We'll still use that big shape. We're just going to use the big shape like under it. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, let's just have. Okay. Now that I know we're doing as many as possible at once. Let's do big leaf. Do these three first. So we can do an acorn. We can do double berries. And we can do that's Hey, Irene. No worries at all. Do some rusty hinge and then some aged mahogany for this bottom, so just a little darker. How about orange for some of these berries? We'll stick with just the rusty hinge for the acorns though. Spray that with some water. We'll see, that's because I sprayed that water on my paper first, that's going to get a little extra movement. I like that. Cute, cute, cute. And if you wanted to do multiples of this, you could totally have like multiple panels ready to go and just like swap the panels out and keep re-inking, like keep inking up and doing the same like leaf over and over. I think that would be cute. That one, those guys. Gimme. Mhm. Acorn. This one. I do like that green combo though, so we're gonna keep. Is it Tania or Tanya? I could see it being either way. Welcome, welcome. I see Danny checking in. And Connie, did I say hi to you, Connie? I can't remember. Hey, Connie. I know I caught Barbara on her way in. Park and some forest moss. Little red leaf. The berries are orange on this one. And some rusty hinge. Good. Other skinny. You know, I'm getting in a groove now and I can just tell which stamps we still need. Let's those ones. Oh, I got both acorns. Okay. This big guy. And then the little, they almost look like feathers. These. If we can get that one close. Close enough. And then we'll just have the like, I don't know. Okay. 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 Now I'm like, think I know what I'm doing and I'm getting ahead of myself. Red. This is fun because you can just do like whatever combos you want. Hey, Linda. Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you're liking my other videos. I do have a cool pink and neon video coming on Friday on my channel. And I also have a Halloween, like in general, video um, with using a pink and neon embossing powder that turned out really pretty. That's coming tomorrow. I was going to try to get it up tonight, but it just was not happening for me. So instead of freaking out, it'll just go up tomorrow instead. But I definitely appreciate the support. Let's do that leaf and this leaf. And then we're done with these guys. And the next one, the next set will be different because we're going to heat emboss and have our outline to work with first. Okay. We're going to set this aside to dry while we work on our other one because I don't want to come in with my black ink while everything is wet and have it move around and like bleed. I'm going for messy, but I want the outline to still be the true outline. So those are our very fun, messy-ish watercolor. Okay, and then for this other one, we're starting with a dry, completely dry piece of watercolor paper. And one side looks slightly less textured than the other. I'm going to put the one that looks slightly less textured, but it is what it is. We're not gonna overthink it. I did get some ink. It looks like stuck in my stamp. Add a little bit of wipe. And this one will do um, where we can rotate it, I think. Should be fine. So let's go in and prep our paper. Oh my goodness, Barbara. I'm glad she's okay now. While I have my anti-static brush out, we're just going to prep everything. I used way too much powder. Just give that a shake. And we're going to go in with our watermark embossing powder, or embossing ink, sorry. And we're going to stamp this a couple times. can see the little inky preview. It's looking good. We're going to go in with our Gold Rush. And you can do this with any embossing powder. I just really thought the Gold Rush would be really pretty. There's that. We're going to spin this around. Hey, Brendan. All right. And we're going to repeat that process, and then we'll melt both of them at the same time. I love this embossing powder. It's so pretty. And just in case something catastrophic happens, I've left my stamp in there. This stuff is so beautiful. I saw, who said it? Helene said it, that she just got her foil of the month in the mail. That red is so cool, isn't it? I told you it doesn't, the camera cannot properly do it justice to the like crazy effect that it has. I love it so much. All right, so I'm gonna put our outline stamp back, and we're gonna do kind of a similar situation to what we just did, but we're gonna try it out with the emboss resist, right? So I think I held it up so you guys could see that embossing came out beautiful. And you could totally leave it like this and leave it just the gold outline. You could actually watercolor with your inks and go in with a brush and just fill these in. That would be totally fine. But I was curious to see if it would look different, um, whether we did the outline first or second with the same technique. So that's what we're going to do. Also, my paper is a little warped from being heated up. I'm not concerned about that. I think it's going to be fine. We're going to try to do multiple, and this time we'll rotate it. So this round should go faster. Acorn up here. Maybe the three bears. Should we change up some colors maybe? No, I think we should do the same because I really want to see if the difference is, um, I want most of it to be as the same as possible so we can see the difference that the order makes or not. Just mixing rusty hinge, some aged mahogany, some crackling campfire. See, it's already looking different. You can tell how much it's holding that in. Oh, I also didn't spray my paper at all. Let's give it one good spray in each section. But still, it's definitely going to hold it in more. That's cool. I like that. Okay, now flip it. Give it some. You could do second generation inking or spraying and like dabbing that on. But again, I want these to, these are going to go on the same card. I want them to look like they belong together. So I'm going to not do that. They don't have to be exactly the same, but um, if we change it up too much and do like second generation, it'll look like two completely different things. The second one will be so much lighter. Still pretty, but way lighter. And because of it warping, it's still not perfectly lined up. But again, I think I'm okay with that. All right, we'll just leave that one there and we'll switch to some new colors. Yeah, me and Brendan will be like chatting on Instagram at like 1 in the morning, with both of us needing to be up at like, 6 or 7 in the morning. Who needs sleep? Not us. We don't need sleep. Okay, let's do this big guy. Keep trying to stick to my nails. 4 berries can go now. This feather here. Let's do some hinge and some scattered straw on that one. Let's keep going with our red berries and a little red and orange. I do like to give it a good squish because I think that it pushes the colors around more. Oh, that one was way off. How did I manage that? It's funny how I thought these were going to be like so neat and contained. But that's why I wanted to try it out. That's why we're here, to see if they would still be a little wild. They are. If you wanted to like replace where they are instead of turning them like I'm doing, that would probably solve that mostly. But I'm going max chaos, and we're just going. Park. If we're saying there's two in hand, I'm guessing it's coffee. I don't even think I have to scroll up. Oh, Celsius energy drinks. Close enough. Add the park. Let's add our forest moss. Scattered straw and some campfire. Crackling campfire. That's the orange one. This is so pretty. To me, with the gold, it almost looks like stained glass. Very fun. So we're like not even close. Why is that not working? If I stamped it down in the right seam spot, why isn't it? Is it just because the paper warped? See how much lighter it is from the second generation stamp? And I've blotched a little bit of the ink on there. I'm going to wipe that off because with everything is wet, I don't want it to blob, you know, where I wasn't intending it to, just because I was messy stamping. All right, this should be our last round. Why don't you want to stick? There we go. Okay, one more feathery guy. It's a long, skinny one. And we're just going to make this a skint leaf work because I want to do this again. I can't. We'll just hand stamp that one. Maybe that's what I should have been doing this whole time, was hand stamping. Would that have solved my problems? What do you guys think? Oh, really butchered that. Berries, green. then gonna spray a little bit of water and hand stamp it. That one's done. When this other side's done, I'll hold it up and then I'll hold the first one up too so you can see the difference. So we can just do this one real quick. I have a feeling something similar to this is going to be, if any of you guys saw the Simon Says Stamp class with Tim, that like holiday one, I think it's going to be similar to this, but with the pencils. And I did, in fact, order that for myself, just so we're clear. I'm not sure I'm going to do the class. I mostly just wanted the stuff because it was a really good deal. Okay. But that got me thinking, like, what other kinds of, you know, sets and the order and what parts of that matter and what don't. We're definitely going to need a gold embossed sentiment for this one. Look how cool. And like I said, I really don't mind that they like don't line up. Okay, versus this guy. So this one we can ink up. It feels pretty dry. I think we are good to ink it up. I'm still going to go in with a different ink. I'm not going to use the Asphalt ink. I'm going to go in with a waterproof ink in the hopes that if there is any leftover moisture on here that it won't freak out. We're going to do a little archival. What did I do? Scaring people to death. I would have had a heart attack. Oh, you forgot I was on. I was talking in your room. That is funny. Thanks, Denise. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. I have a vision. But you guys know I never practice my cards. So sometimes the vision doesn't fully come to life. But I think this one's going to be a really good one. Get my leftover embossing ink off of that. And we're just gonna center this up the best that we can, knowing full well that it's not gonna line up perfect. And that's okay. It's part of the process for this one. I went into it with that being the goal, especially for this one where I was going to be stamping the outline after. I'm just going to do the one too, because I think that I like it a little. Oh, look, I missed a one on each of these. Look, that one's blank, and then on this one's blank. I guess we gotta go back in and hand stamp those too. All right, what do I need? This guy and this You guys know that, a couple times a year, my job is in fact to be scary and scare people. So me scaring you from another room in your house is basically right up my alley. I'm just hand stamping those two guys. This is the kind of hand free stamping I could get behind. I can handle this. There's no pressure on these guys. The messier, the better. Okay. Definitely a different style. I still really love how the gold, it really to me does look like stained glass almost. But this looks like hand drawn and watercolored like in a field somewhere. I don't know. I love them both. We're gonna need sentiments for both. And these have the coordinating dies. I think it's my forever dilemma of not wanting white papers that don't match. I think I'm going to get a clean piece of watercolor paper to stamp the sentiments on because I think it's more important to me, or most important to me, that they match, that the whites match. My daughter took the watercolor paper. Where did she put it? Just got in the house. We did some watercoloring over the weekend. So this, it does not need to be on watercolor paper. I'm just being crazy about it. Okay, let's do A Season of Gratitude and Autumn Blessings. I love both of those. We'll do one in black and one in gold. I'm using the same black again just for color continuity. It doesn't have to be this black. This font is so beautiful. Whoever's handwriting this is like amazing. One of the girls I work with at Bloom can do like crazy hand lettering, and I'm always so jealous. Her stuff is just beautiful. I don't know who did this one, but wherever you are, kudos to you. Not my powder trying to attack me. All right, one more time. We get our anti-static powder. We're going to come in. My paper would be helpful. Come in with our watermark embossing powder. Oh, I love that you guys are loving them both. Me too. What a cool experiment. I love when the results are different and we still love them both. So like no matter which version you might want to try, you know you're going to have a card that you like. Trying to get you guys a good angle there. Yeah, Christina Warner does have beautiful, beautiful handwriting. You know, I have her, Christina Warner, I have her in my, I have her phone number in my phone. I've never called her, but I do. I did text her pictures of the Northern Lights when we were in Ohio. And she's in my phone as Christina freaking Warner, but it's not freaking. You know what I mean? It's the other one. We're not trying to get demonetized here on YouTube, but that's how she. Okay, let's get everything ready for die cutting. I grabbed construction ink, but I'm thinking for both of these, I'm going to swap that out to Pebble or Brownstone or something. I think I want the colors to have the, let's do Pebble. I want the colors to be the most important. Hey, Christina. Hey, Irma. Oh, I'm fangirling too, so that's why she's in my phone that way. Oh, and my mom was like, "Wait, are you ever gonna like call her, text her?" And it's like, no, obviously not. What am I gonna say to her? It's just gonna stay there. All right, 5.5 by 4.25. We're gonna cut 2 of these out with our large shaped die. We'll put these on white. We're gonna cut a lot of these out. We're gonna cut 4. Guess I'm being a little dramatic, saying it's like a lot. And then we have greetings. Beautiful. There's like the nicest breeze coming in through the windows right above you guys where you're on my desk. Lovely. My girls and I took a nice long walk around the neighborhood tonight because it was so nice out. This is like my favorite fall weather. Okay. Oh, we could do like fall. I don't know, that might be too much. I was gonna say we could do a fall like flannel behind the plaid, the fall plaids, the new ones we just got. But that might be not the vibe. I really want the watercolor part to be like the star of the show. So white is probably the best. 2. Let's get here. I want more such like this where we get these handwritten, hand lettered sentiments with these coordinated dies. That's stunning. And then talk amongst yourselves for a moment while I get all of these 4 floral situations cut out, please. there's one. Literally just throwing all these scraps on the floor. For the record, when I'm lining these ones up that are a little like off, I'm lining them up the best I can to the stamped outline so that my outline, this one's a little off, not on purpose, but because I was looking and not paying attention. But in general, I'm trying to line them up to the black stamped outline, not worrying about where the colors are falling. Okay, last one. And you know these are getting popped up with foam, obviously. There we go. So see that one. The die is lined up to the outline, right like that. So pretty. I feel like you could totally do a shape card with this die too. This is so good though. I don't know how that possibly came on paper. Right? I mean, you could like really push them to the edges and have that be like by itself, but I really like it that they're like overlapping with it in the middle. Yes, it's so pretty. I definitely think white for the background or backing panel. A subtle, okay, we're saying subtle background paper. Um, Julie, yeah, I agree. I don't think I want a pattern. I think white. I think white. Yeah, a shaker would be great with this die. You could totally cut a panel out with that and have a shaker. I think Donna might have done that where she put these like on the acetate. Maybe. I think that was a thing when the Crafty Courtyard kit came out. She did something with a shaker and this stamp set. So definitely go back and check that out. I have some pre-scored A2 side folding card bases. We'll just use that for our white. But I think, yeah, I think I just want these very white and crisp and clean. Oh, I would never say that, Gail. I am not an expert. I am not a master. I am just a girl with ink on her fingers trying to make pretty things with paper. That's how I feel. Okay, I want the brown layers glued flat, and we're going to pop up our watercolor bits. Putting out that coloring class was super hard for me, in all honesty, because I don't like to think of myself as a teacher. I don't like to think of it as if like I'm coming on here with you guys to teach you how to use Pink and Main. I really feel like I come on here and we hang out and we get crafty and I show you ideas and you guys share your ideas with me. And when I get stuck, we work on stuff together. Like this feels very like a hangout session. So trying to put together a class and not having imposter syndrome of like who would want to like listen to me teach versus like us having like craft girly hangout vibes was actually very difficult. I had the same issue when I was doing makeup too. I hit a tough spot when it came to calling myself a makeup artist. I did not feel like an artiste. But I got there and I'll get there with card stuff too. And Darcel's, I think both things can happen. I agree. It's somewhere in the middle, I'm sure. Guys. Brennan, how is sewing going? Are we still sewing? Isn't that a thing we were doing? Oh my goodness, I know, Melissa. The US international shipping to anywhere right now is a complete mess. All right, I'm going to place this, but I'm not going to press it down yet, just in case. Just cutting some foam strips. Doing a craft fair next weekend. That's what I thought I knew it was going to be soon. I love it. Perfect. We commit to the bit. I know that's not how that sentence is actually supposed to be used, but pop our film here in the middle. Love it. And this could totally get like glossy accents or little embellishments. Love, love, love. This guy to the side for that sentiment when we get there. Thanks, Irene. Yeah, I'm really happy with how these are turning out. I'm loving this like multiple times now this month. We've ended up with 2 cards in the last like 2 months. Go us. It takes a couple extra minutes, I know. So hopefully you don't mind the extra time hanging out with me. Pretty good. Same thing. Pop this phone. There we go. All right, so let me show you close up. This is our gold foiled, where we heat embossed it first and did some ink resist, emboss resist with wet ink on our stamped image. I just can't get over that gold. It's so beautiful. Okay. And then this is our more like sketch and watercolor, where we watercolored everything onto, we like stamped and added our colors wet. We stamped our solid stamps with ink and sprayed them and stamped them onto damp watercolor paper first, and then we went in with our outline. So two similar cards, slightly different. One's a little more refined. This one to me though is a little bit more like pop and colorful, I think. I don't know. I use the same inks for everything. We did aged mahogany, forest moss, rusty hinge, crackling campfire, and scattered straw from Distress Inks. And then we used the Park from Pink and Main, as well as our embossing ink, and then a little archival for the black because I wanted it to be waterproof just in case. But how stinking fun is that? I really love this. I love the like science experiment of it. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while we figured out how that was going to work. But I think they're both beautiful options. I encourage you guys to try these with this stamp set or any other stamp set you might have that has some of those solid stamps so that you can fill them in instead of just filling them in solid with like standard stamping. Try on some watercolor paper, give it a little spritz with some water and see what happens. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I will see you guys back here on Thursday with another fun, crafty fall project. But yeah, until next time, guys, happy crafting and have a good night.